We all know that rain is good for our planet. It gives us fresh water to drink, helps farmers grow crops, keeps everything green and lush, and is fun to run around in. Did you know that without rain, most of our planet would be like a desert? That's a scary thought. Now, we're going to find out all about rain and how it's formed. Rain is actually part of a bigger part of the weather called precipitation, which means any form of water that falls to earth, like rain, snow, drizzle, hail, and sleet. Water is always moving. Rain that's falling where you live may have been water in the ocean a couple of days before. Water can be in the atmosphere, on land, in the ocean, and even underground. It gets used over and over and over again through what is called the water cycle. In this cycle, water changes from liquid, solid, and gas. Water vapor then gets into the atmosphere through a process called evaporation. This then turns the water that is at the top of the oceans, rivers, and lakes into water vapor in the atmosphere using energy from the sun. Water vapor rises in the atmosphere and there it cools down and forms tiny water droplets through something called condensation. These then turn into clouds. When they all combine together, they grow bigger and are too heavy to stay up in the air. This is when they will fall to the ground as rain, or maybe snow or hail by gravity. To further understand the process of the water cycle, here is a short clip that shows everything we've pondered so far. Now that we have given you a brief background of how rain is formed, we will now move on to the main topic at hand. Let's get a move on, shall we? First of all, rain is classified as heavy rain when it matches these following conditions. 1. There are more than 0.30 inches of rain per hour. 2. The rate of fall is greater than 7.5 millimeters per hour. 3. The sky is overcast and there is a continuous precipitation. 4. It falls in sheets or misty sprays over hard surfaces. And lastly, it causes roaring noise on roofs. Pag-asa has released a color-coded rainfall advisory, which is raised according to the susceptibility of flooding in a certain area. Under the heavy rainfall warning system, a yellow rainfall advisory is raised when the expected rainfall amount is between 7.5 millimeters and 15 millimeters within 1 hour and is likely to continue. The orange rainfall advisory is raised in areas where rainfall is between 15 millimeters and 30 millimeters within 1 hour. Flooding is a definite threat in communities under the orange alert. A red rainfall advisory is issued when downpours constitute an emergency. This is raised when observed rainfall is more than 30 millimeters within 1 hour or if rainfall has continued for the past 3 hours and is more than 65 millimeters. Heavy rainfall in a short span of time has created paralyzing floods that have taken a heavy toll of life, wiped out crops, and destroyed infrastructures in both rural and urban areas in the Philippines. To end our informational video, here are some ways we can avoid the worst-case scenario during a flooding caused by heavy rainfall. If you're in a low-lying area, make sure to evacuate to the nearest evacuation center immediately to avoid possible casualties.
Always bring a first aid kit if a flood does happen in your area. Listen to the daily advisories by Pag-asa regarding the weather conditions in your area. A long-term solution to this would be to improve the drainage systems in areas that are flooded frequently.
Created using Powtoon.